guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our YouTube account. We are in 41-8, and a very cool thing about AFK Arena is all the information and the analytics that you can actually run in there. We're going to look at a little snippet of a guide from the Majestic Grizzly. It is over on Reddit, guys. It's very cool to show the breakdown of what heroes players are really utilizing within Chapter 40. So we went through every single stage, analyzed a lot of the data in there, and pulled out exactly which heroes are being used from each stage. So let's go ahead and take a look at that data. All right, so looking here at the tier maker, this is kind of the lineup. You can see a lot of the heroes that players use within the meta formations are used, and he really broke it down by percentages, which again is pretty cool. So he went through Chapter 40 and broke down every single stage, every single comp, what heroes were utilized within those stages, going from the multiple stage fights. So when you actually have 5 different teams, he broke down again all of the data and the heroes that are in there. So when you looked at all multiples, guys, these were the top. These were used in every single boss fight. One of the 5 team comps, they were utilized within somewhere in there, making them one of the highest valuable heroes to build. When you look at Lucretia, absolutely. Grez, absolutely. All in the Grez combination, very solid. Oden within that formation as well. Lorzen, of course, used in a couple different variations. We see him most frequently within the Thorn Cheese, just like we see some of the other heroes. I know with Thorn Cheese, people do swap out Pippa. They do swap in Rain. There are a couple different variations of the Thorn Cheese, which is the reason why I feel like they might be in there. And not everybody runs the Thorn Cheese. If they all ran the Thorn Cheese, of course, Thorn would be up here in the all multiple battles. But I personally dislike the Thorn Cheese incredibly. I find it very difficult to use. And the RNG factor to actually get it done is very, very RNG, just like that. Now 90%, guys, Leica, of course, we have the energy with the haste buff. Also the big debuff that she allows is a really quick boost to any team. Brutus, of course, the immunity, even having him just unlocked, building bot eventually, but if you have him unlocked, the immunity shield is going to be the same. He is just an absolute damage taker with the immunity shield that he possesses. Raku, on the other hand, he is incredible when it comes to the amount of damage that he puts out, especially against targets that are crowd controlled. It will amplify the damage that he does, which is furthermore from Khazard. So Khazard's plus 30 signature item actually gives you a 60% boost to the duration of crowd control, which the combination of him and Raku, if he's seen earlier, works incredibly well, whether it's the Mahira comp, whether it's running Mahira Khazard together in the Charmazard. Putting Raku in that formation will allow him to amplify the damage because of the crowd control aspect that goes on there. Rowan, of course, one of the absolute best supports within AFK Arena, followed by Mishka. Mishka's plus 60 engraving, of course, allows you to shield the entire team and heal the entire team, while ulting. The ultimate ability will actually do a considerable amount of crowd control, especially if you ever built out with the 9 of 9 furniture. If one of her wolves dies, she will ult. Now, Skarath is the 5-pole, guys. The 5-pole does not exist without Skarath. He is the hero that actually brings the formation together. So Iran can pull everybody in. And of course, Iran used 80% of the time within the formations. A lot of players do use him together with Lucretia, so they're actually stacked. Lucretia will burn them down pretty quick, but there are a couple variations which rely on Queen being built to provide kind of a perma-stun formation within Chapter 40. Then, of course, Leonardo. If you caught my video earlier, Leonardo is absolutely crazy when it comes to the crowd control that he has, and also the damage. He does an incredible amount of damage. And then if you have that 9 of 9 furniture, you can give him a 45, or give the entire team a 45% damage boost, which again is just amplifying the damage that heroes like Raku will do, making him that much stronger. Now looking here, guys, the 60 Pharrell, we run Pharrell with Grez, Pharrell, Oden within the formation, usually running Silas or running Hodgkin, a couple different formations in there. Kelthar, of course, Thorn Cheese, that is most likely where we do see him for these formations. Charmazard running Khazard and Mahira together works incredibly well. Rain fits in well with the Thorn Cheese because of the damage amplification. So if she marks up a target, you can actually have the increased damage on there. Prince of Persia, we see him in a couple different formations, including the one again that we looked at with Leonardo da Vinci and Raku. The crowd control in there, he crushes crowd control, guys. And he does have a recall ability, so if he takes fatal damage, he will actually recall, keeping him alive. Now, in a combination again with Khazard, the duration of his stuns are going to be affected and increased, meaning that Raku can do a lot more damage. Now, Queen, of course, is the 5-pole. This combination of these 3 heroes right here does incredibly well. I haven't got Queen to work all the time, but when she does, guys, incredibly strong with the crowd control. She can actually lock down targets pretty easily. She also adds an additional damage factor in there. Now, looking at our next one, Ain's actually quite a bit down further than I thought, but Mortis and Ain's go together. There's actually a point where Ain's doesn't do enough damage to really finish formations, or he's got to ult 2, 3, 4 times. You can kind of offset this a little bit with buffing up Mortis or bringing Mortis in to buff up Ain's off the bat, resulting in a much stronger ultimate ability. We've also seen this combination with Leonardo, where Leonardo will pop up that 45% damage increase before Ain's ults, doing an incredible amount of damage. Now here we do have Rose. Rose, of course, goes with the Charizard. It goes perfectly with it. We've seen her and Mahira go hand in hand, guys, to actually chain lock the Mesmerize effect down there. Pippa, of course, for the Thorin cheese, we use Thorin, we use Lorzen, we use Kauthar in there, we use Pippa to kind of disrupt the formation. Now, an interesting one is Scarlet. So Scarlet has actually made her way into a couple different formations. Again, she is a hero that does an incredible amount of damage. Because of the Twisted Realm, the Cursed Realm, things of that nature, most players have her built out. They have the signature item, they have the furniture bonuses, and they also have the engraving. If you can protect her, you can keep her alone. I've even seen her run a couple times within this Iran 5-pole because of the incredible amount of damage that she does. Now, Zorath, of course, with his delay on 3 of 9 furniture, not only does Zorath do a considerable amount of damage himself, but the delay entering the battles can result in a win or loss depending on the teams that you're fighting. He is actually used in the Charizard comp quite a bit. We also see him in some other formations just because of that delay entering onto the battlefield. Now, we get down to the 20%. Hodgkin's in here. We have Zafriel in here. Of course, Hodgkin, a really strong buffer and a crowd control. If you can keep him alive, he will work. Even in the All Negrez, I've actually run him quite a bit, just because, again, the crowd control and the buff that we have in there. Now, Zafriel, of course, the invade team, when he goes right to that enemy side, super strong guys with this crowd control. Albedo is the ultimate dimensional buffer, so she actually works incredibly well. We have Damon in here. A lot of players use Damon just because they have him built. Aziz within the formation's energy regeneration. We actually see him used within that Thorn Cheese ability. Silas is another one, All Negrez combination going right there. Use him in there as the support aspect. Tassie for the crowd control. Then Kren for the invade team. Again, running a lot of meta formations within here that we see. Within Tier Maker, it's very cool to see the heroes within here. Then 20% or less, Merlin, unfortunately, a lot of players still do run him for the damage mitigation within some of the teams, but he comes a lot less prevalent as you continue to increase. We see Namora, of course, with the 9 of 9 furniture. She has that Insta Beguile ability. Athalia, really specific targeting heroes. A lot of times she won't do enough burst to kill them out. That is where she might struggle a little bit. I know I've seen some people running her with All Negrez just to target one specific hero within a formation and try to kill them before she actually gets rocked or she gets crowd controlled. Now, Nara, same factor as Athalia, taking out that one specific target. Desira's very strong. Big thing that a lot of players don't like about her is the slowness to heal within the battles. So the Oceanic Mist ability is a little bit slow. Arthur we have in here for a buffer. Arthur works incredibly well with Raku and Leonardo. So actually putting Arthur in front of these two, again, it works incredibly well because Raku is reliant on the normal attacks, and Arthur, of course, will boost the speed of normal attacks. Now, Aziz, similar to Athalia and Nara, in here for the crowd control, works incredibly well. Even early game, he will work incredibly well. Even if just at Legendary, the Awakened Hero will work for the crowd control aspect that players do use him for. Now we have Helos. Helos, I believe, is going to be a lot more utilization and players are going to use him a lot more, but I don't think a lot of people have him built. When I look at formations, even looking at chapter 40, he's incredibly expensive. You have to have the signature item, have to have the furniture, and you also do have to have the engraving on him, plus 60, to really get the full effectiveness of a hero. Oku, pretty cool to see him. Again, a lot of players not having him built. Screg within the invade team. Of course, we have Kren, we have Screg, a couple of heroes in here doing incredible with the invade team. And then we have the regular Taylene. So you can see in here, guys, Taylene, of course, the healing factor in here, super strong with her. What you don't see in here, incredibly, is you don't see the awakened Taylene. With her being a tank, she actually dies super fast with level deficiencies. So if you're pushing heavy level deficiencies, she will not survive. She will be absolutely destroyed when it comes to the campaign, where the regular Taylene has the healing, will come back to life, more healing as a support class, again, versus the tank. You also do not see Thane in here. I'm not sure if it was too early for players to actually use Thane when the information was collected. But again, guys, very cool to see. All the heroes within here are used for a majority of the meta formations. Couple variations again with some of your 20% or 20% or less. Couple variations within these heroes and formations. And a lot of the variations really depend on the heroes that you're fighting within the formation. So if you have a lot more tanks, or you have a lot more crowd control, or you're fighting a team that has very heavy burst damage, you can swap the formations and swap some of the heroes to really mitigate some of that damage out within here. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. I'm going to put a link down below to this guide. Again, big shout out to Majestic Grizzly right here for putting this up. Guys, very cool to see. And again, there's another page on here that is all the analytics that he has actually pulled from different teams within chapter 40. So guys, again, that'll do it for the video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.